How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're checking out the Beast of Gévaudan, which I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know for sure, honestly. I don't speak French. But anyways, this one is by the Cajun Cutthroat. Links down below, as always. And it says the Beast of Gévaudan is a name given to a man-eating wolf-like animal who terrorized the former province of Gévaudan, modern-day department of Lozère and part of Haute-Loire, in the Margeride Mountains in south-central France from 1764 to 1767, over an area stretching 90 by 80 kilometers. It looks like a dragon, right? Does it look like a dragon's head? I don't know. Let's watch it. June 1764. For several weeks, the shepherds of Gévaudan, a poor and isolated region in southern France, had reported the presence of a bestia prowling around the isolated villages. Bestia. These rough men, accustomed to the presence of wolves, got worried about the uncommon appearance of the animal, bigger than a wolf, covered with a reddish fur, with a black line on the back. On June 30th, Jean Boulet was devoured by the ferocious beast near Saint-Antoine de l'Aiguedrez. This day has officially been the first one of the long and tragic series of attacks attributed to the famous beast of Gévaudan. On the 6th of August, a young shepherdess was devoured at Saint-Jean-la-Falloise. 2 days later, another young girl was savagely attacked and killed. My pronunciations aren't on point, so apologies for that. On the 30th of August, a young 15-year-old cowherd was fatally wounded. In the early September, the attacks, mostly lethal, were continual. The beast concentrated its attacks on children and women who traditionally watched over small herds. September 15th, the government, that's tomorrow, might be September 15th when you're watching it, the governor of Languedoc sent to Gévaudan a detachment of 57 dragoons under the command of Cyril de Ramel. With the help of local lords, particularly the Earl of Moranges, Duhamel organized the first great beats against the beast. On the 20th of September, an enormous wolf was shot. Okay. But the attacks did not really stop, and generalized anxiety was increasing. Etienne Lafont, syndic of Gévaudan, decriminalized the possession of firearms for commoners. Moreover, he raised to 200 livres the reward for the capture of the beast, that is to say, more than 30 times the sum. Hold on. 30 times the sum for an ordinary wolf. Soon, other rewards were promised by Languedoc, the Diocese of Mende, and by King Louis XV. Yeah. All in all, it amounted to more than 10,000 pounds for the man who would kill the beast. Jeez, it's a lot nowadays. The animal was not really disturbed about huntings and beatings, which often required more than 24 hours to be organized. Highly mobile, it moved its sphere of activity to 30 kilometers northwest from its initial den. In October, the ravages scattered in the woods of Saint-Alban, Malzieu, and Saint-Chély. Duhamel organized hunts every day, braving early snows. He covered Gévaudan with traps and with prisoned carcasses. On October the 8th, the beast was twice hit by hunters, but managed to run away. The use of poor quality powder and shots combined with the surrendering dampness and the thickness of the animal's fur can explain this failure. But the population only saw the evidence of the supernatural strength of that beast. More than its strength, the behavior of the beast spread terror. Its victims were found undressed and sometimes beheaded. Besides, the beast fearlessly crossed the villages, looking up and down its adversaries, and often made several attacks a day. Then, different theories were widespread. Couldn't all these crimes be committed by several animals and not only one? Well, somebody was using their head. I mean, but it could have all just been one. Who knows, right? Couldn't the beast be a foreign animal, such as a hyena? Or a panther? Some thought it was the work of a lunatic who had trained a huge dog to kill. I mean, it could be. There's a lot of crazies in this world. Others were convinced that their murderer was a werewolf. You know what? It probably was. On the 31st of December, 1764, the Bishop of Mende magnified the general psychosis. In his pastoral, he described the beast as a scourge sent by God to punish men for their sins and women for their cocardy. I don't know. At the same time, French and European newspapers were fascinated by the affair. It's interesting that they French and European, I guess they're signifying it because it's a video about something that happened in France. So French newspapers for sure, but also just the whole of Europe was covering it. Journalists laughed at Louis XV, king of the homeland of the Latins, whose troops failed in front of a fabulous animal. In order to stop the controversy, Louis XV sent Jean-Charles d'Anville to Gévaudan. This one was known as the best wolf hunter in the world. He was a badass, I guess. Why is the video so skippy? The ambitious Norman soon took the complete control of huntings. Therefore, Duhamel had to leave Gévaudan on April the 8th. D'Anville and his company first tried huntings, but the geography of Gévaudan did not lend itself well. Lafont wrote, "These gentlemen didn't expect to find so many mountains, marshes, and so much snow, neither to learn the beast could run all over so long distances." Finally, D'Anville took up the tactics of beats again. I don't know what beats are. On the 21st of April, 1765, more than 10,000 men were gathered to track down the beast without success. D'Anville still managed to kill 17 wolves in Gévaudan, but the beast still remained elusive. While the slaughter carried on, some heroes managed to frustrate the beast. On January 12, 1765, when a child is taken away by the beast, Jacques Préfets, 12 years old, rushed to save him and chased the attacker away. On March 14, Jean Jouve succeeded in saving her 9-year-old daughter, but her 6-year-old son died from his wounds. Well, that's unfortunate. On the 11th of August, Marie-Jeanne Vallée, 20 years old, repelled the beast by sticking a pike in its breast. That'd do it. Marie-Jeanne was to be remembered as the maid of Gévaudan. Louis XV generously rewarded these courageous subjects. In June 1765, the king sent Mr. Antoine, his own arquebuse, to Gévaudan. This one was welcomed in the region as a liberator. With a heavy heart, D'Anville left Gévaudan as he was ordered by Versailles on the 18th of July. At first, Antoine's huntings remained inefficient. On August the 16th, while hunting, a brawl broke out between Antoine's men and those of the Chastel family. Jean Chastel, an innkeeper, and two of his sons were thrown into prison and would stay there until Antoine leaves Gévaudan. Alrighty then. Left enough time on that one. During that period of imprisonment, a relative decrease in the attacks of the beast has been remarked by some authors to make a link between the Chastels and the beast. On the 21st of September, Antoine and the guard Reacher shot a 60-kilogram wolf in the wood of Chases. Officially, the arquebuse of the king shot the beast. The wolf of Chases was stuffed and exhibited at the Chateau of Versailles on October the 1st. Louis XV granted Antoine the reward and allowed him to have a dying wolf symbolizing the beast on his arms. However, the carnage continued throughout 1766. This time, neither Versailles nor the newspapers were interested in the tragedy. The beast settled in an area around the Mouchette, Grand, and Cheviot mounts. The population of Gévaudan, exhausted, made endless prayers and processions. After a rather calm period, spring 1767 appeared terribly bloody. Among the victims, the young Rose Vernet de la Tellière, the sole noble victim of the beast, found on April 29th with her throat cut. What if it was a serial killer this whole time? Like, there might have been some big wolves, sure. But what if there was a serial killer on the loose? And they're like, well, if we just rip and slash and make it look like Claws did it, we'll just blame it on the beast. We'll just say we saw this giant beast kill the person. Just a theory. On May the 4th, a nun was devoured. Then the Marquis of Apker, a young local nobleman aged of 19, took in hand the tracking of the animal. He's like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm going to go get this mother F. Beep. The best shots of the area were recruited, among them Jean Chastel, and equipped with high-quality weapons and munitions. Chastel, wasn't he one of the people that people were like, you know what? The Chastels were behind it? Okay. These men practiced hunting game from a hide, reacting as soon as possible when the presence of the beast was reported. On June 17th, Jean Bastide, 19 years old, had her throat cut in the village of Bissignas. She was to be the last victim of the beast. You can tell this is made for an American audience. I don't know if the Cajun Cutthroat's French or not, probably. But it's clearly made for an American audience when it says June 17th. Because y'all know we're the only ones that do that. Because in Europe, they would say the 17th of June. On the 19th of June, 1767. See, and the other one, look. Throat slashed. Throat cut. It's always the throat cut. Sounds like a serial killer to me. On the 19th of June. Oh, this one says the 19th of... I just was talking about the date thing, and then old Cajun Cutthroat has to prove me wrong right here in the video. Right before your very eyes, guys. On the 19th of June, 1767, 6 kilometers north from Sogias, Apgar, and his men caught sight of the animal in the wood. Oh, they saw him. They saw him, huh? But also, one of the guys that supposedly saw him is one of the people that was affiliated with the people that they were saying was responsible. So he could have just been like, you know what, I'm going to go out here and be, oh yeah, I saw him over there. We killed him. We got it. I don't trust that Chastel guy. The beast managed to escape after killing a gun dog. At that very moment, at that place named Saugnon-des-Viars, the animal found itself in front of Jean Chastel, 30 feet from him. Conveniently, huh, Chastel? The ugly dog. Oh, we're getting the graphical. This is how it's going down. With a legendary shooting, Chastel put an end to the nightmare of Gévaudan. He was said to have had his silver bullets blessed some days before. Is there proof of this? Because this dude was being accused, the Chastels. I think they were onto him as a serial killer. They were getting accused. The other Chastels were in jail or something, right? And then the killings went down. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and then take care of it. Come up with this story. I don't know. The beast was summarily stuffed and exhibited for some days in the marquee of Apter's castle. Then it was sent to Versailles, where it was buried in the greatest secrecy somewhere in the gardens. Of course, it was buried in secret. It was put on display for just a few days. They couldn't have just made like a stuffed, like pretend, like let's just fake a giant beast, show it briefly for a few days, and then we just buried it in secret. I don't know about all that. Jean Chastel, real victor of the beast, was only given 75 livres. According to the scientific examinations we have got, we can suppose that the animal, about 60 kilograms, was a hybrid wolf dog. From 1764 to 1765, more than 200 attacks were imputed to the beast. Hold on. What scientific examinations? Secret location, did they figure it out and dig it up? They didn't tell me about that part. They just jumped straight to this scientific data and a picture of some skulls that I don't know where they came from. All right. Yeah, I read that part already. That's a cool carving, though. 90 of them were lethal. At least 36 victims survived with severe mutilations. Those terrible events traumatized the region over the long term. Well, I mean, yeah. In 1889, over 100 years after the facts, priest Pusher collected the still inveterate oral tradition about the beast. Okay, so 100 years later, an oral tradition. You know how stories and things change. You know, you tell somebody. There's a game called Telephone. Okay, I don't know if you guys know anything about the game called Telephone, but you sit a bunch of people around in a circle, and you whisper something in the one person's ear, and then no one knows. They whisper what they heard, thought they heard, in the next person's ear. By the time it gets all the way back, it is almost never anywhere close to what the original thing was, because things change. So 100 years of oral tellings, that story is nowhere close to what really happened. So then this guy sees it or hears it, and it looks like he made a book. So we'll find out in a second, of course. Nowadays, his book, somewhat mystical, still inspires a lot of authors and artists having a passion for the beast of Gévaudan. Hmm. I think the beast of Gévaudan was a serial killer. Text and montage. The Cajun Cutthroat. Well, some advice for you, Mr. Cajun Cutthroat. Leave some of your text on the screen just a little bit longer, just a hair longer, so it's easier to read. But what do you guys think about it? What's your thoughts? What's your input? Do you believe it was a beast, dog wolf hybrid? Did they find the evidence? Where is the pictures of the skulls? Where did that come from? Does anybody have any information? If you do, let us know down below. Definitely hit like, hit subscribe while you're down there. I know everybody says that. You hear it in all these videos. It really helps. It does more than you know. So if you could just take like 2 seconds of your time, that would be super appreciated. You guys have a super fun, awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.